Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amy Polzine. I'm the Director of Nursing and Allied Health, and I want to welcome you all here today. I'd also like to welcome the President of the college, Dr. Tom Quinn, and several of our board members, Marianne Farragon, Jack Kramer. Thank you for showing up and supporting us in our nursing pinning. As I stated, it's my pleasure to welcome all of you here today. You guys may be seated. The pinning ceremony is such a special occasion for the graduates of the nursing program. It's a time to share their accomplishments with their family, their friends, and the faculty. As you all know, these nursing students have worked very hard to accomplish this goal of becoming a nurse. I recently had a student in my office who stated, "You told us at orientation that this would be very difficult and tough, but until you are actually doing it, you do not realize how difficult and tough it is." And I'm sure the graduates can attest to that. I remember having all of you in my professional nursing 1 course, remembering how scared many of you looked and how confused you looked when we started talking about the nursing process: assessment, nursing diagnosis, outcomes, interventions, implementation, and evaluation. But here you all are, able to put those pieces together for your patients. I also remember telling you that the next 2 years were going to go by fast. And now here we are, the day that you all graduate. Congratulations, you guys. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about what the pinning ceremony is about and its significance. So the history behind the pinning ceremony started with our most famed, probably, nurse, Florence Nightingale. She was the influential person behind it. In the beginning, the pinning ceremony was only shared with those that had the exemplary marks in their classes, the top of their class. But as time has went on, we've changed that, and we include all of our nursing students in that because we know how hard they work and what the accomplishment really is. So today, the nursing faculty and I will be pinning the students and welcoming them into the profession of nursing. This is always such a great honor. And as I was speaking to Heather earlier today, and she was expressing how this is such a wonderful and happy day for all of us. We were able to be part of your journey as nursing educators, and it has truly been amazing to watch the growth in all of you, and we welcome you into the nursing profession. At this time, I'd like to introduce Heather King, one of our full-time faculty. She's going to be doing some faculty reflections.
The stage is new for us, so I've had the privilege of doing this speech a couple times now, and I usually start with a quote from Florence Nightingale, since Amy just introduced her, because basically this is her circus and we are her monkeys, basically. But this time I thought I would use some words of wisdom from my own practice. Someday you'll be leaving a shift, hopefully at 7:30 p.m. or a.m., and you'll feel on top of the world because you made a difference, you helped change something for the better, and life is just awesome. And you're like wearing a stethoscope and like you're done with school. It's just awesome. Or you might be crying in your car on the way home, saying to yourself, "I'm not going back." We've all been there, so any nurses in the room, nod your head if you've been there, right? I'm not going back. I'm not. But when you get home, you're going to take your scrubs off, probably in your garage, and run to the shower to wash off someone else's bodily fluids, maybe, and you might cry a little more. And this is probably where Flo would give you some advice and something life-changing and inspiring, but I'm actually not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you that if you can say yes to the following question, then you are doing just fine, and it will be okay. What question do you think I'm going to ask, since you know I like a little participation? I was hoping for did they have a pulse, but that's okay, I'll accept that. Actually, it's did you do the best you could do today? And if you can say yes to that, then you go get a good night's sleep and you come back tomorrow. Eventually, you'll be taking care of someone and you'll say, "Hey, why don't we do it this way? Why don't we try this?" And that idea just might get published in a national nursing journal, and you'll change the way we practice nursing. Or maybe the hospital will change a policy and you'll save a boatload of money. Or maybe you just make one more patient feel comfortable and have less pain. And all of the above is the very reason you're sitting here. And that's pretty much all we can ask. So, did you do the best you could do today? Just keep coming back and being part of the change that we need. Thank you for letting me be your teacher for these past few years. I look forward to working with many of you as I'll see you around. And yes, you were my favorite class. Congratulations.
At every pinning ceremony, the class chooses someone to come up and give a little speech or a little talk about maybe some of the things that happened during their time that they shared together. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Dempsey, who was also one of their class representatives, along with Denise Phillips, if she could raise her hand in the back row. But Aaron was chosen to do the speech, so he's going to come up here and do that right now.
Hello. Well, guys, I guess this means we made it. I'd like to start by acknowledging all of you. Thank you for supporting us, being there for us for our late night phone calls, babysitting, whether it was kids or animals, and pushing us to the best we can be on this journey. I would also like to thank all of the faculty that have taught us and gave us the skills necessary to care for those in need. And I have to give a special shout out to Les, wherever Les is. Thank you for making simulation fun and always easing our nerves while we wait for our phase to begin, reminding us that we got this. It was great having you there next to us. 2 years ago, we finished up our prerequisites and applied to this nursing program, full of hope and ambition. Man, what were we thinking? I won't lie, that was rough. Art Williams said, "I'm not telling you it's going to be easy, I'm telling you it's going to be worth it." And that could not be truer. It was a long 2 years. 2 years of studying, putting relationships on hold, problems with lockdown browser, glomerulonephritis in general, and we will never forget that insulin pushes potassium into the cell. It was 2 years of being so stressed we burst into tears over the littlest things or sometimes even nothing. But those 2 years were also 2 years of growth, of immense learning, challenging ourselves beyond what we thought possible, and 2 years of making memories and bonds that will last a lifetime. As we get ready to walk across the stage just hours from now, we know that we are not just closing one chapter of our life, but starting a new beginning. As Malcolm X said, education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. Leaving here today, we will all go our separate ways to different cities, different states, but we will always have our friendships and we will always be KCC Nursing School Class of 2023. I leave my classmates and everyone with one last quote from a doctor we all know and love, Dr. Seuss. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way.
Thank you, Aaron. At this time, Carolina Long, will you please stand up? I just wanted to thank Carolina for putting together the class video. If you walked in, you may have noticed it on the Jumbotron out there in the atrium or whatnot, but thank you for putting that together. It really was neat to watch and see many of the things that they did over the last 2 years in some of their classes and in their clinicals and things like that. So thank you for putting that together. At this time, I want to do a couple special recognitions. The first one I'm going to do is for anyone that is involved in simulation. Please stand up. I think back to my nursing education, which was over 20 years ago, and we didn't have simulation, and I wish we would have, because I made all those mistakes and things that they are able to do in simulation in front of patients and families, and there's nothing worse than, doing things like that. But here it is a safe place for them to be able to do those things. First, I want to thank all of them involved in the simulation. The faculty and I would like to thank you for your hard work. Christina, I want to personally thank you for all that you do for the simulation lab. We would not be able to function as we do without you and your hard work and dedication. Next, I'd like to thank all of my lead faculty that are involved in doing debriefing. This is where the learning occurs in simulation. You all are a wealth of knowledge, and as the students go out into the profession, they will realize how important simulation has been in the nursing program. And to those that play roles as standardized patients and family members, you make the simulations real for the students. And I've heard a few students even mention that some of you deserve Academy Awards for your supporting role in simulation. Thank you for all that you do in simulation. My next recognition goes to Julie McClure. I'd like you to stand up. See, Haley, I told you I wasn't going to be able to get through this the fifth time without breaking down a little bit. This past fall, I had the opportunity to be involved with the first ever Kirtland Area Honor Guard, in which we honored our former nursing director, Beth Hubbard. Due to Julie's hard work and dedication to the nursing profession, we were able to honor nurses that we have lost. I can honestly say that it was a true privilege to have been able to do this for Beth and alongside Julie. Anyways, so she created the Nursing Honor Guard, and we are in 6 counties. We're in Crawford County, Roscommon County, Otsego County, Montmorency County, Ogama County, I missed one, Escoda County. But I just wanted to thank her for putting that together, and it's there for any nurse or registered nurse or LPN that may have passed, so hopefully that doesn't happen. But if it does, Julie and I actually go out to these services and we'll do our honor guard for them. And as I said before, it was probably one of the most profound things that I was able to do in my nursing profession, was able to be a part of that. So I want all of you to be aware of it. It's something new that, as I said, Julie started in the fall, but I think it's something that we need to get out there and make it more known. So thank you, Julie.
You're welcome.
Go ahead.
And just to plug, it's called the Kirtland Area Nurse Honor Guard. And I do have some brochures if anybody's interested. I happen to bring those along today. But it's a Nightingale tribute that we do at memorials, services. It's just a very touching tribute for our colleagues that have fallen. So thank you, Amy.
Yep. You're welcome. At this time, I'm going to reintroduce Dr. Heather King. She's going to come up and do the National Honor Society for Nursing induction.
Whoever was responsible for tissues failed to bring them, so hopefully don't look too rough. So as many of you know, and that you've just seen, nursing is recognized as one of the most trusted professions. And with that being said, our students have worked extremely hard to get through nursing school. All of you probably know that. And they've given up many hours with friends and family to achieve their goals, and it's not easy. Many of those here have actually done so with honors, which is also not an easy task. So the Organization of Associate Degree Nursing, or OADN, was founded in 1984, and it's recognized nationally as the voice of associate degree nursing. It's dedicated to enhancing the quality of associate degree nursing education and strengthening our professional role as nurses. As part of being a member of OADN, the students had to do a capstone project. Many of them chose to do projects surrounding small communities like many of us live in. And it prepares them for knowledge, skills, and various attributes that they need to be a safe, competent, and caring nurse. So today, as the faculty advisor for the OADN, the Phi chapter, along with my fellow nursing instructors, I'm proud to be inducting the following students into the Organization for Associate Degree Nursing. So when I call your name, please stand up, and when you come across the stage for pinning here in a little bit, we'll present you with your cords and pins. Candy Albin, Sue Bovey, Marissa Cordova, Aaron Dempsey, Mariah Hersha, Michelle Hull, Carolina Long, Kirsten Marrier, Carter McCarthy, Morgan McClellan, Emma Mertz, Denise Phillips, Skylar Reddy, Samantha Scheidler, Nicole Stewart, Allie Staub, Becky Watt, and Krista Whitney. I now induct you into the Organization of Associate Degree Nursing, the Alpha Delta Nu Phi Chapter. Congratulations on becoming the newest members of Phi Chapter. You have earned it.
At this time, we're going to start the pinning ceremony. So I'm going to have my people get in their places. Lena, you're down over here. April's pinning first. I'd like to introduce Becky Watt, being pinned by April Whitaker. She's just been inducted into the National Honor Society. Becky would like to thank Jerry for all his support and understanding, her daughter Rachel for her constant encouragement, and all of the friends that she's made along the way. Thank you all. She should get cords and pen. She should get it. Yeah. Next is Karen Young, being pinned by April Whitaker. Karen would like to thank her mom for not killing her at the age of 16 so she can accept this award. Thanks, Mom. I know you are with me always. Thanks to Steve, Ryan, Alex, sorry, Alex, Ryan was born first, Lindsay, Reese, Dante, Rowan, and Athena. I want to thank my buddies Tina and Becky with good hair for helping me to keep on track when I wanted to give up. Thank you, Amy, April, and Heather. You guys rock. Next is Aaron Dempsey, being pinned by Heather King, a member of the National Honor Society. Aaron would like to thank his family for supporting him and watching his dog, and he would like to thank the friends he's made here. Okay. Next is Jasmine Green, being pinned by Heather King. Jasmine would like to thank her mom, Shannon. She always supported me and was my biggest cheerleader. Thank you to my husband, Trevor, for helping me on the hard days and reminding me that my hard work would pay off in the end. Next is Skylar Reddy, being pinned by Heather King, also a member of the National Honor Society. She would like to thank her parents and her boyfriend for supporting her over the past 4 semesters of classes, clinicals, and miles spent driving. Thank you to Marissa for being an amazing clinical bestie turned best friend. I can't wait to take on Petoskey's OB department with you. Next being pinned is Krista Whitney, Being pinned by Christina Binshuttle, also a member of the National Honor Society. Krista would like to thank her family and friends that have helped her to get to this point today. She would also like to thank Heather for going above and beyond her duties as an instructor, ensuring we are caught up on our past content. Next is Nicole Stewart, also being pinned by Christina Binshuttle, also a member of the National Honor Society. Nicole says, thank you to my friends and family and faculty for encouraging me and motivating me these past few years. A special thank you to my sassy 5-year-old and fiance for keeping me on my toes and for being my #1 motivators. Next being pinned is Grace Smith, being pinned by Nancy Burke. Grace states, thank you to my family for the help and support you have given me. A special thanks to Jody. I couldn't have done this without you. Now I owe you my kidney. Next is Marissa Cordova, being pinned also by Nancy Burke, member of the National Honor Society. Marissa states, I would like to thank my parents for supporting me and believing in me even when I wasn't sure I was going to make it through. I wouldn't have been able to do it without 2 great nurses to look up to and all of my role models. You're next, yeah. Thank you. Yep. Next is Carolina Long, being pinned by Haley Eames. Also a member of the National Honor Society, Carolina Long would like to thank her family for all their love and patience throughout the 2 years, especially Tanner, her fiance. Also a special thank you to Sam and Allie. Couldn't have made it through this without y'all. And next, Michelle Hall, being pinned by Haley Eames. Michelle is a member of the Nursing Honor Society as well as Phi Theta Kappa. She would like to thank her parents, Howard and Virginia, Rob, Cindy, Nick, and her daughter Reese. I wouldn't have been able to do this without you, without all of your support. I love you all.
Next up, we have Emma. Emma is being pinned by Kaylee Tinkle. Emma wants to thank her parents, family, friends, and her dog. Thank you to the wonderful nurses in my life, especially my dad, who was the biggest inspiration in nursing and in life. I wouldn't have made it without everyone's support. Kirsten Marrier, also being pinned by Kaylee. Kirsten would like to thank her husband, Alex, for being her biggest supporter, and my son, Corey, and my husband for being my biggest motivators in life. Jasmine Elizabeth Watson, being pinned by Katie Muma. Jasmine says she would like to thank her family and friends for supporting my journey. Amy Polzing for failing me in Med-Surg 2. It has made me work harder to get here. To my grandpa watching from the best seat in the house, we did it, and this is for you. Morgan McClellan, also being pinned by Katie. Morgan says she'd like to thank her mom, husband, kids, and brothers for supporting and encouraging me to push through the nursing program. I'd also like to thank Heather, April, Amy, and Christina B. for all their help and support these last 2 years. Finally, thank you to each of my classmates who have become my friends. Without some of you, I wouldn't have made it. Tina Medrano. Also being pinned by Katie. I would like to thank my husband, Benjamin, who encouraged, loved, and supported me through my journey. I would also like to thank my nursing instructors and clinical groups. Without you all, I wouldn't have made it through. Peace and love. Mariah Hersha. Mariah is being pinned by Samantha Hoffman. Mariah would like to thank her parents for taking care of Mr. Herp and Gus and for keeping her sane. Allie Staub. Allie's being pinned by Amy Polzing. I want to thank my parents for supporting me throughout these long school years and Devin for being my #1 fan. I couldn't have done it without all of you. Candy Albin. Candy is also being pinned by Amy. She'd like to thank her family and friends for the support I've received on this long journey. I've made some great friends while I've been at Kirtland. A very special thank you goes to Amy Polzing and Karen Young. You know why. Thank you to Chris, Emily, Mom, Dad, Catherine, Steph, and Tim, and especially my son Zachary, AKA Sweet Pea. I can't wait to wrap my arms around you again, Zachary. Carter McCarthy. Also being pinned by Amy. I would like to thank my family and friends for being very supportive and boosting my confidence throughout this nursing program. I couldn't have done it without you all. Next is Denice Phillips. Also being pinned by Amy. I would like to thank my husband for being my rock and picking up my slack, my kids for being patient and not giving me too much grief about missing school and sporting events, and my parents for helping with the kids whenever needed. Thank you to my classmates for all of the support. You know who you are. Alexandria Izzard. Also being pinned by Amy. She'd like to thank her parents, siblings, Amy, and other instructors who have put up with this hot mess express for the last 2 years. Samantha Scheidler. Also being pinned by Amy. Thank you to my husband for being flexible with my schedule and being my rock. Thank you to Allie and Carolina for being by my side through the entire program. I couldn't have done it without you. Sue Bovey. Also being pinned by Amy. I would like to thank my family and my dog Lucy for all their support. This would not have been possible without you. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for my supportive classmates. You know who you are.
At this time, I'm going to welcome April Whitaker up to do the resuscitation of the Nightingale Pledge.
The Nightingale Pledge was named in honor of Florence Nightingale, who was the founder of modern nursing. The pledge reflects the moral principles and code of ethics that define the nursing profession today and provides the foundation for which nursing care is delivered. Fellow nurses, please rise and light your lamp and recite the Nightingale Pledge as you pledge to uphold the morals and principles of the nursing profession you have worked so hard to enter. You ready? Okay. I solemnly pledge Congratulations, class of 2023.
You guys can sit down for a second. Well, this is the end of our nursing pinning ceremony. I just wanted to thank everyone. I know how hard it is for the nursing students or family members to be away from family, children, and all that. So thank you for allowing us to have them for the last 2 years. But I honestly think they're ready to do this, right? Yes. So I just want to say congratulations, you guys. I'm super proud of all of you. I watched all of you grow, and it's been my pleasure to be able to do that. At this time, I'm going to have the nursing students, they're going to leave, and then after that, you guys can follow. We have a little reception in the back. We'd like you to stay and mingle with everybody and all that. So thank you, everyone, for coming out to the Spring Pinning 2023.